Space age face. 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 Space age face.
Good evening. I'm Ed Lester of ShowtimeCarAudio.net, and I want to talk about a serious problem that has been plaguing our car audio community, and that's not upgrading your alternator. And I know that it's you. Now let's take, for instance, the standard car charging setup, which consists of an alternator, a battery, and the car's electronics, the motor included. Now this system is designed with a balance, and once we add our electronics, our amplifiers, our new head units, and custom lighting, anything, this throws off that balance. So what do we do to compensate for this imbalance? We add a big old battery. Now replacing the factory battery or even adding supplemental batteries is great, given that the capabilities of the OEM battery are easily exceeded even with a 1500 watt or 2000 watt amp. Now what we tend to forget is that beyond that point we just keep adding a load to the charging system. Adding another battery to the system is great in the short term, but once the supply capacity of those batteries is met and exceeded, we need to be able to charge them up pretty quickly. And this is where the upgraded alternator comes into play. Now this unit here is from Mechman Alternators. It's a Corvette alternator that can work for all years, all C5 Corvettes included, up to the new modern ones. And this is a billet aluminum available in polished, machined, chrome, or black anodized. Now the factory alternator on Corvettes is already a decent alternator as far as OEM goes. Now why is this alternator a lot better? Well, number one, because it's a Mechman. Well, the factory alternator, originally 110 amp unit, is available up to 145 amp, which is just the upgraded 110. And these Mechman units come in 170 amp and 270 amp output, which they are designed for that specific output from start. Units from Mechman are already a few pounds lighter than the OEM units, and they feature lighter rotating mass because of the lighter rotor, which doesn't rob as much horsepower from the engine. They're also safe up to 21,000 RPM on the rotor speed, whereas the factory unit is 18,000 RPMs. Now as far as durability, they feature 2 internal fans, which help it run a lot cooler than the factory unit, which also only has 6 diodes. The Mechman unit has 12, with 32 cooling vents as opposed to the factory's 4 cooling vents. Now most of Mechman alternators are designed to bolt right into the factory spot with 1 harness and 1 wire hookup. The 170 amp units can use the factory wiring onto the terminal, where the 270 amp units should be upgraded to about a 2 gauge wire. Now the proper way to design your audio system is to first start with the amount of power that you want to run, then choose the battery setup that is capable of running that amount of power. Then you go to the alternator and make sure the alternator you choose is capable of charging those batteries. A properly designed system should keep the batteries charged up even while playing your music. All of the Mechman alternators are available at www.showtimecaraudio.net. Check it out. There's a lot of other accessories there as well. You won't be displeased.